This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's hockey season, so you got to get hockeyed up. Get the KISW Rock hockey gear, baby.
You want tentacles on your chest? You can get them.
Oh, yeah. Legally. I mean, these are legal tentacles. I don't know. None of the hentai stuff.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need that. How about a rock beanie? You want one of those? A hockey rock beanie? Well, you can get both of those right now. Great-looking T-shirt, great-looking beanie, all celebrating hockey here in Seattle, rock style. Just go to the rock shop at KISW.com now.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Migs, you're a loser.
Time for B-Migs, and it's Tuesday, so let's turn down 4 tentacles.
Charge out for one. Release the Kraken.
Yeah, release that Kraken and get that tentacle hockey-inspired T-shirt at the Rock Shop.
You know it. And someday you'll get to put it on while the game is on.
Yeah, someday. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. Hopefully. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Big Dave in Marysville. Big Dave, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. Yeah! For those playing at home, Big Dave will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Dave, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Ready.
India became an independent country in what decade of the 20th century?
30s.
No.
20s.
No.
40s.
Yes. Who is Scooby-Doo's nephew?
Scrappy-Doo.
Yes. How many Super Bowl championships do the Denver Broncos have?
2.
No.
3.
Yes. What phrase appeared on all United States currency after 1956?
In God We Trust.
Yes. Which lake in the Sierra Mountains is in both California and Nevada?
Pass.
What kind of alcohol is Hendrix?
Tequila.
No.
Vodka.
No.
Rum.
No. What is the Oscar statuette holding in its hands?
A globe.
No.
Pass.
Which Canadian province produces the most maple syrup?
British Columbia.
No.
I have no idea any other province.
All right. Well, Big Dave, you got 4 correct.
Oh, Dave.
Started great.
Dave.
And kind of fell off there.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to win here.
Yeah, I mean, Steve's so far in Deuces has been doing a lot better in the later game than the earlier game.
We based this off of one night. One day.
Hey, we have all of the information available, and that's what we can figure out from that.
I have a quick question. Are we really going to continue to call this year deuces?
I am, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say 2022, so there's so many twos there, just call it deuces.
What's the difference between 2021 and 2022? I feel like they're the same difficult. It's the same difficulty in saying it. Why is that difficult that you got to go deuces?
Because they're all deuces.
Okay. I mean, I understand why. Never mind. I mean, you know what? I'm going to tap out.
I gave you an answer.
Hey, Vicky, could you tell me more about LeBron James' son?
Bronny, my buddy.
Oh, yeah, Bronny.
Why do I try to figure the rev out, Steve? It's been how many years? Why do I try? I should really stop.
That should be your resolution. Stop trying.
That's
my resolution.
Spirit.
All right.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
India became an independent country in what decade of the 20th century?
20s.
No.
50s.
No.
40s.
Yes. Who is Scooby-Doo's nephew?
Wow.
Shaggy.
No.
Oh, Scrappy.
Yeah.
Scrappy.
No.
Hey, wait.
Do.
Yes.
Scrappy Doo.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Whatever.
Shaggy, Scrappy, and Scrappy.
Shut up. We're playing the game. How many Super Bowl championships
Isn't
do the Denver Broncos have?
3?
Yes. What phrase appeared on all United States currency after 1956?
In God we trust.
Yes. Which lake in the Sierra Mountains is in both California and Nevada?
Lake Erie.
No.
Lake Michigan.
No.
Lake Nevada.
No. What kind of alcohol is Hendrix?
Vodka.
No.
Gin.
Yes. What is the Oscar statuette holding in its hands?
These.
No.
I don't know. A sword?
Yes.
Wow.
Which Canadian province produces the most maple syrup?
I'm going to go with Alberta.
No.
British Columbia.
No.
Quebec.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not counting Scooby-Doo. You still win 6-4.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter.
No, it didn't.
Sorry about that, Big Dave, but yeah.
All right, Dave. There goes Dave.
I'm the man.
You are the man.
I'm so bad I should be in detention.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a whole bunch going on there with the whole Scooby-Doo thing. I mean, you figured out Scrappy-Doo.
He's such a luck bomber, though. And Scrappy, I don't have a problem with Scrappy-Doo. I was just trying to delay the game like yesterday.
Yeah, I know you were.
Yeah.
Is Doo the
such
last name?
I don't know. I don't know how Scooby-Doo, like how names work with those animals. I don't know if there's like
I don't know either. So I'm not going to pretend that I know. But
should call them Scooby-Deuces.
I'm trying to get a win here, so I'll say whatever I can.
The only one that you did not get correct is which lake in the Sierra Mountains is in both California and Nevada?
Lake Sierra.
No. Does anybody know that one?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, I should know. I knew it, but I was going to be so mad when you said it, but I couldn't think of it at the heart. It's like, of course, Lake Tahoe.
Yep. Well, Steve, you're keeping your streak going on. Congratulations on your win.
Hey, Rev, I have a question for you that was asked on the BJ and Migs Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Now that it's a new year, are you betting this year?
Well,
yeah, I remember
go the
that
whole
question.
year without betting.
I
said it
did.
last year.
I did complete that
It
resolution.
should be the year of you having a gambling addiction.
I don't want to have a gambling addiction.
I agree.
Thank you. Betting is not off the table. But I'm going to be very discriminatory when it comes down to it because BJ seems to be able to trap me whenever.
Yeah, which means he's not going to bet, Steve.
He's going to bet.
Yeah,
We might.
Yeah.
You can bet that I might bet.
And some people were saying Hendrix does make vodka as well.
Do they really? Well, I think they both said vodka, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I said vodka too. So.
Yeah. So,
Well, Steve lost is what we're trying to say here.
No, no matter
That's
how
what
hard you
happened.
tried.
nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Hey, you're 2-2 so far in Beat Migs for deuces.
Good job, Duddy. Deuces. That's just another
you're the
reason.
deuces, man.
Don't bring that back up. Thank you. All right. Yeah, it's just like, Steve, real quick, have you heard anybody else call this year deuces yet?
No.
Okay, good.
Someone brought up a good point, though. Not a good point. It's just a cool little tidbit of information that February 22nd, 2022 is on a Tuesday.
Oh,
well, that's
kinda
a
cool.
day. Okay.
Tuesday, 22.
Yeah.
Deuces.
That's a lot of deuces.
I feel like some numerologist person's probably going to have like a big thing going on that day.
Yeah, I'm sure my wife will tell me.
Yeah. Well, one of the tough things that happened while we were gone, of course, was that Betty White passed away. Really just a small time, really shy of her 100th birthday. And you know what? The CBS app got me. It recommended an episode of the Mary Tyler Moore Show I should watch, featuring a great episode with Betty White, so I watched it. It was total nostalgia and insane. Like that was, it was weird. It was like they only had one episode available. I'm like, this is weird. I mean, what the hell? Are they running the Mary Tyler Moore Show now? And it's like just one episode that I could watch, but it was because it had Betty White in a prominent role in it. And how about this? They just came out and said that they know what Betty White's her final word was before she passed away.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's trippy.
What a weird thing to though. Like, as the person is leaving us, like, you know, I mean, and you kind of have to like keep tabs of what they're saying, because you don't know what the last word could be. The last word could just be like part of a sentence that really makes no sense. Like,
yeah, this one.
What if the last word they said is with?
Yeah, I don't. You're right. It seems like okay, but this apparently was very significant enough that they thought it would be cool to say. And Carol Burnett, and you know, she's a big star, had her own show back in the day. She heard this from Betty's assistant, who then told their mutual friend Vicki Lawrence. And what was the last word?
Deuces.
Hot dogs.
It was deuces.
Deuces.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Yeah, because remember we played those hot dogs.
Yeah, that's not it.
We have audio.
Like hot dogs. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, we really don't have
can't
audio.
believe we have that.
Snickers.
Yeah, it wasn't Snickers either. If you are a fan of The Notebook, you're going to love this, because it's all about true love. Her last word was Alan, which was the first name of her husband, Alan Ludden. Now, this is unbelievable, because she was only married to him for 18 years. But everybody talked about how this was an amazing relationship. She never remarried, apparently really didn't have anybody else in her heart. And when you think it was almost 40 years that she lived without him, because he passed away in 1981. So it was exactly 40 years that she just didn't have in her life, and yet last word was his name. That's very. It's very touching.
If you knew you were going, would you try and force a certain word out as the last word?
Yes.
So that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that she did this, obviously, but like, what if she was just like, you know, I want my last word to be something profound that people will talk about, which was the love of my life, and that's Alan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would want to. I just would be like, I think I would say something like, tell everybody in my life that, you know, that I love them. I think that's what I would say, you know, or, you know, I want them to know that they meant something to me. But
I hope I'd have a sense of humor still in my life.
You want to go out with a joke?
Yeah, I pull my finger. And then,
wow.
That's where you're going with.
That's really what you're going to go with as your last. Wow.
I was thinking more of a troll, like.
Boy, Tatum is a lucky child. I can.
Tatum,
I
love you. Yes, Dad. What's the last thing I told? Pull my finger.
Wow.
I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Yeah, really.
I really feel like at that point, I don't know, I would disown you. Yeah, well, you know what? They say when you pass away, that stuff happens.
Right.
Yeah, so really, that's what you want to leave. Okay.
I think you need to go out with
or
a
what?
troll.
It was me, not the dog.
It was me the whole time.
Wow. Okay. Well, Vicky,
definitely.
I know you're too young to be thinking of these things, but
Oh, no, I would totally troll people. Be like, I have a secret. The treasure is buried at, and then dive in. And just leave everyone hanging. Like, what? There's a treasure buried somewhere? There's a bunch of money?
It's really a treasure. They're going to know you're stolen them.
No, they're not, because I am that weirdo who would probably bury something for people to find.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be anything we want.
How do you know?
I'm positive.
What do you my comic book collection in like 50 years would be worth a lot of money, Steve?
Wow.
Maybe my Funkos.
You know what? I don't want to be present for either one of yours deaths.
You'll be long gone. It's fine.
So
what are yours there, BJ?
I just told you. I would say you don't even care because you're too busy having people pull your finger. I would want to tell the people in my life I loved them. You know, like they gave me a good life. You know, my wife and my kids.
Blanket statement like that? Like,
my wife and my kids. Like, look, man, I couldn't have asked for a better wife, better kids. I think that's a nice way to go. Yeah. I'm sorry. Pull my finger. All right, that's mine. Pull my finger. There's a treasure buried underneath the toilet. How's that? Yeah. How's that one?
How did you know where I hide my treasure?
Unbelievable. Well, you know what? I can't believe Danny is going to be worse. Are you going to be worse, Danny, than these two idiots?
pizza, and then I'd go.
Of course. Yep. Yeah. All right. This is why you don't ask young people anything. This is something you ask them. You got to ask somebody who's close to death what their final words would be.
Hey, look,
you'll get a better answer.
If there's something in the sky, I want them to have pizza waiting for me, so I got to let them know.
Is Rev going to have the best answer?
You can message somebody and be like, yo, can you get me some pizza with pineapple on it, knowing that you don't really like the pizza with pineapple, and then they show up, then you're just gone. And they're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I have no problem with that. I'll eat the pizza.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, having one less slice that's going to be going to somebody seems pretty good to me.
He's been dead for 2 hours. Why did it take so long? Well, I had to eat the pizza first before I called.
One text had to go, and BJ's last words would probably be, so tell me about your relationship with your father.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful, Texter. Why don't you go after
Well, I mean, there would be a nurse in the room, so I get that.
That's great.
All right, Rev.
All right, Rev, are you gonna at least be, have something poignant?
Well, if it happens this year, deuces. I'm out.
I really hate this show. I just want to say that right now. You know what? We can't have nice things here.
Okay.
It's like us dying.
Oh no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think
that would be a year right there. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever you want to talk about. We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take those at 9:19 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. Brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. This is your opportunity. It's a new year, new you. What do you want to say? But do remember, Steve does have a rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong ya. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone just texted in about, did you see that the T-Birds and the Silvertips are going to be playing at Climate Pledge Arena?
Oh, really?
Ooh, it's called the Battle of the Sound.
Oh, that's awesome. What a great idea.
That's very cool. So it's happening, it looks like February 26th, and it's going to be the T-Birds taking on the Silvertips at Climate Pledge Arena, which will be the first time that they've done it under that roof, of course, back since 2008. And then right after that will be the Hockey Challenge, that big charity that they do to raise money for the Ronald McDonald House.
I mean, seriously, here's my question. Number one,
yes,
the ticket price has got to be a little, a lot more affordable, I'm hoping.
Yeah, but it's charity based, so I would imagine that the tickets aren't going to be on the same. But I mean, what the hell do I know?
But yeah, you're absolutely right. We should say, and it is charity based, so I guess in a way it wouldn't be bad if you could throw a couple extra dollars there. The second question was: will the team shop be open? I mean, that's
the team shop is now the lair is now open during non-game times because.
Oh yeah,
are you serious?
Why are you burying the lead on that? That should have been the first thing in your news first day back.
My bad.
What the hell?
Text me this.
I just found that out a few days ago, but because they closed Chandler's Cove, the one on Lake Union.
Oh wow!
They closed. Apparently, that was just a temporary spot. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
But apparently, it was just like a temporary spot, just so they could sell merchandise before the team actually started up. But they just closed it, so now the only places where you can go to official team stores would be Bellevue, the Kraken Iceplex, Community Iceplex, and then now the Lair. And I'm not sure the exact times, but there's a window of time during the days, especially because now the team's not able to play because of all these cancellations. They're trying to still have people have an opportunity to buy merchandise, of course. But yeah, you could go there during the day.
That's great.
I'm not sure the exact time. So.
I can't find it.
I mean, the Community Iceplex, according to Google, says that their hours are 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., but that could just be for the whole thing.
Oh, let's see. Here we are. 11 a.m. to 3. Oh, no, that's all right.
Yeah, mixed reviews.
Because they have new December hours, but they don't have new January hours.
Oh, see, now that could have, maybe that was a December thing just so people could do Christmas shopping, which I wish I knew, because there were certain shirts that were only available that you could only get there in the Lair.
It's
that I would like to have been able to have access to, but I was like, well, I don't have tickets to the game.
Yeah, I believe it's from 11 to 6 p.m. on non-game days.
Ooh.
Okay, then.
So, I have to go check that out today. I was always wondering why they didn't have that one open, because it's like Seattle Center. Like, it's right next to the Space Needle. You get a lot of business down in that area.
Yeah, I guess it was like because they didn't put the team shop right by the doors, or they didn't have the Sonics had that cool setup where like the team shop was really kind of its own thing, but next to the arena. But now, you can just walk in and I guess they have like security and people said, well, you can't go run around the rink or something on one of those lines. But you take the escalator down and boom, you're right there. And that's the layer.
And is Shaq's Chicken open? That's
they
the next
should
big
open
question.
that up. Honestly, I've been craving that. Somebody texted us saying that they went to the game and had a great time and they had Shaq's Chicken and they weren't as impressed as we were. And I was just like, I don't know. I feel like they might have had COVID and they just didn't have their taste buds.
Or I haven't had it yet, so I really can't. I can't tell you whether it's great or not. I mean, there's a lot of great chicken sandwiches that I have not participated in, and that needs to happen soon.
Yeah, you got to go to Shaq's Chicken, BJ.
Yeah, well, I got to first of all, I got to get a ticket to the game. That's the other thing.
Or just demand that they open it.
There are some concessions like it's at T-Mobile, that I would really be happy if they would open, like all year round. Like I'd be like, hey, let's go to lunch then, and plus like that whole bullpen area. I would love to have lunch
cool
there.
Spot. Yeah.
I would love to go there, even if there's no game. It's just to be out in the ballpark. It's just a great vibe. Of course, it is a little chilly this time of year, but all right,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh, bundle up.
Yeah, bundle up.
Bundle up.
Do it. Get yourself a beverage at Edgar's Cantina. That's what you can do. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Earlier I had the topic of I'm such a fan of blank that I did blank, and somebody said I was such a fan of NASCAR that I convinced my wife to have our wedding in Florida so that our honeymoon was the Daytona 500.
Wow.
Well, it's not too hard of a convincing, right? To say, let's go down to a place that's got beaches.
That's true.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be able to be like, babe, I want our honeymoon to happen in Los Angeles, and we're going to do all this fun stuff. Oh, and just so happens that weekend is SummerSlam. Like, I don't think she would be okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough sell.
She'd be like, great, you go to SummerSlam.
Yeah, you go ahead. And also, you go see if you can find someone else to be your spouse.
Because for a little while prior to the world shutting down, I was trying to push for us to go to Japan. I wanted to go to Japan. And she's just like, what? You just want to go so you could go to the Tokyo Dome and see some New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I'm like, well, that's a benefit of us going to Japan.
Oh, wow.
But it's just culturally, it's a beautiful place from what I hear. Everyone's very nice.
She really had your number on that one.
Lots of fun places to go shop for you. Oh, and maybe we swing by Corkin Hall to see some wrestling as well.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
While we're here, I'd be an idiot not to go, right, BJ? Of
course. No, you're absolutely right. To me, it just seemed like you were doing her the big favor.
Is there one venue that you would love to go to?
Oh, a venue?
Like a spot. Like for me, it's either Tokyo Dome or Corkin Hall because I just love some Japanese wrestling, and it would be so cool to be there in person to experience the crowd because it's so typically the Japanese crowds are way more respectful and they just appreciate what's going on in the ring and react accordingly as opposed to just trying to take over the show. So like I've always wanted to go to one of those venues just because of the history, and I've grown up watching stuff there.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, for me, there's two places, and I'd have to choose from, and I think I will choose, and I will choose Gen Con, which is the biggest board game convention there is, at least in the States, and it's every August, and normally we go to our radio convention, so I can never go to that. And
is that the same venue every time?
It's at the same venue in Indianapolis every time. And we know Peter Atkinson's the guy who puts it on, and he's always told the Rev and I, you let me know when you guys want to go. And I'm like, it's like it's the same time as our radio convention pretty much. And so I can't do it, but man, it's huge. It's the mecca in American board game conventions, that's for sure. Some people might say, I think it still might be considered the biggest, but I know there's some outside of the States that are pretty big too.
Vicky showed me pictures, especially what looks like probably when people are first entering this convention, and obviously this is prior to COVID, but it's just like, what is that saying? Elbows to holes or something like
it's
that.
insane.
Yeah, it seems ridiculous.
There's a lot of people because
that's anxiety. I'm just looking at that picture. I'm getting anxiety.
It started started basically for D&D, and then has expanded so much more into so many different things that it literally is the one convention that almost everybody wants to go to or has gone to.
Yeah, that's it right there. I was going to say that, and I'll leave it at that because Rev, I don't know, you might say mine, or Vicky might say my second one, so I'll leave it at that.
Just like a venue specifically, right now it'd be Climate Pledge. Like, I just want to go to experience all of that. And we'll be going in April for sure when we've got our tickets, and hopefully the Kraken are playing. But like, that is the big one for me.
Oh, for me, if venue/convention would definitely have to be Dragon Con. I've heard nothing but crazy things about this convention since I was a teenager.
Is that in Atlanta?
It's in Atlanta.
That's basically, nerd sex party convention.
Nerd sex party.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy stories about the parties that go on in the hotel rooms. And
sex party.
it's like two of my favorite things in the world.
Nerds and sex.
Yeah. The alternative pleasure community or kink community, whatever you want to call it, down in Atlanta is pretty ridiculously amazing.
And people come from all over the world. So I'm very...
I like alternative pleasure because that could just be anything.
Yeah. I don't know I don't know if kink is used anymore or not because I'm not part of that community.
Yeah,
it is? All right. So Vicky says, yeah. And Atlanta, I was very surprised to find out that Atlanta, like out of any place in the U.S., is the place to go. And so you've got two things, nerds and I don't know, whatever you want to call them.
They draw over 80,000 people over the course of the convention.
That's a lot of boning.
All right, Danny, besides the Madden brothers from Good Charlotte's house, what venue would you like to go to?
I've been there before. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
No, I probably music venue is probably just the legendary Gilman Street in Oakland.
Yes.
Yeah, 924 Gilman Street. That's where like Operation Ivy started, Green Day started, and I would love to go to a show.
But that was like the ultimate punk gatekeeping crew, because like once Green Day got popular, they're like, you're banned from this club.
You can never play here again.
You're sold out. Yeah.
But now
I think eventually they're like, fine, you can come back. We like you.
Yeah, now it's like a collective to where like people own it and like they try to like nurture like up and coming bands.
That's cool.
Like that. So I think it would be, but it would just be fun to go to a show there.
Yeah, the history of it.
Yeah, now the other one would have been CBGB's in New York, but that's closed down. Because I was thinking about that and I was like, where's the storefront? Because I wanted to go see it where the Ramones played and stuff. Yep. But yeah, that's all shut down.
Yeah, that place was just a pile, but it was. Yeah, I mean, but it was a
legendary pile.
It kind of how like for the old school music heads here, like Rock Candy was a pile, but it was awesome. Like, you don't know, maybe one night your shoes might get wet because the bathroom is overflowing.
Yeah,
but like, wow, it didn't matter. You're still seeing some kick ass rock shows there.
Yeah, I would love to go there.
You know, it's another one, and it's just because of people watching would be on another level is EDC in Vegas. The Electric Daisy Carnival.
All right, we're going there. We're going to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Gathering of the Juggalos. Hell yeah, dude. I want to wrestle at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yes. Okay, then.
I want to be a ring boy if that's a thing. I don't know if that's.
I'll make you my ring boy.
My favorite thing about EDC though was that there was a Magic tournament happening at the same time, BJ, when we were all down there.
Yes.
And we were going to the Magic tournaments in Vegas as people were coming back from EDC. So at like 5 or 6, 7 in the morning, and those people just watching the line of zombies getting from the taxi line
had to be nuts.
Just furry boots,
it was hysterical,
wearing nothing else basically, and just trying to find their hotel room just strung out was kind of hilarious.
That was fun to be like, wow, you had two extremes. You had us geeks, with our cardboard craziness, and them, of course, with their, their glow stick craziness.
Oh, right. Then you have someone wearing nothing but like neon strips around their nips.
Basically, yeah.
It's pretty awesome, I have to say.
Standard Vegas fare.
Yeah, I think people watching for something like that would be on a whole other level. Not people and object watching because of all the cool trippy lights. And I'm a fan of just looking at lights. Christmas lights.
I like lights.
Techno lights, laser lights.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls, more of your texts at 935 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
The guy that texted in earlier telling us about how he didn't enjoy the big chicken over at Climate Pledge texted back and said, "Damn it, Steve, I didn't have COVID. I'm willing to try it again, though. The place is called Big Chicken, right? Maybe the taste was off because of the long break or something." Yeah, or maybe you're just not a fan of that one. Obviously, everyone has a different opinion on food, but I really enjoyed Shaq's Big Chicken. And which one did you got the spicy one?
I did get the spicy one, yes, and it was still delicious.
What was that one called?
I don't even know.
Probably Spicy Big Chicken.
Well, our favorite part.
No, it had a name to it, though. Like, it was like the Big Pedro or something like that.
Oh, really? All right.
And it was funny because Steve thought they were going to have the Seattle Kraken one, and we went and asked for that one, and they're like, "Oh, no, that was just for the first couple of games. We don't have it anymore."
Yeah, we discontinued. I'm like, That was what I wanted.
That's exactly what happened.
You did. Yeah. It was great.
I'm like looking and finally I'm like, "Oh, where's the Kraken burger?" And they're like, "Oh, no, we're not doing that one anymore." Get it?
Damn. Yeah, that's the one that had cream cheese, right?
Yes, it had cream cheese, and it was also a spicy. It had like the buffalo chicken kind of sauce on it.
I would like to have tried that at least one time.
Oh, it was so good.
Dang. Oh, well,
give it another whirl. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
Must not have been a good seller. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do it. They must have just said, "Okay, we'll put it out there, see what happens," and it must not have sold enough. Because why would you stop carrying something that's super popular?
Unless they just wanted to kind of just do it like Danny said, like, "Oh, welcome. This is how it is, but here's our typical stuff." Because I'd imagine their hope is eventually to open up an actual Big Chicken in Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I can't stand is when somebody provides you with a food item that is immediately gone. You're like, "I like this. Yeah. This is my first time in your joint," and you take it away. My brain doesn't understand that.
And I think it's called the Uncle Jerome.
Yeah, they did have that name for it because I was looking on the
Uncle Jerome.
Uncle Jerome.
Yeah, that was the spicy one.
That was the spicy one. I guess maybe Uncle Jerome must have been spicy. I'm assuming Shaq has an uncle named Jerome, right?
I mean, I don't know, man. I haven't talked to Shaq recently.
Oh, you haven't? No. You know what? You need to besides, if you got to take me to lunch, you got to talk to Shaq. You need to really start getting more social. You're letting this kid get in the way.
You're absolutely right. She is slowing things down.
I don't understand it, man. You used to have such a great social life, all these people.
Now Tatum just wants just wants my attention only to shoot me down every time I try and give it to her.
I know. She is the ultimate psych. She's like, she looks at you like you want, "Hey, what do you think, Dad? You want to play?" And you go, "I'm right, let's do it." And then she's like, "No."
Oh, it'll be like mid-playing something, too. I'll be like, "Oh, this is great. We're having a picnic, like with the fake food and all that." And then I'll be like, "I'll grab the ketchup." And she'll be like, "No, Daddy." And then I'm just like the bad guy. And then she'll have like a meltdown because I try to use the pretend ketchup on my pretend burger.
Wow.
You jerk.
You wonder, you really want to go up in the head and go, "Okay, I need to know what the heck just happened. What happened? How is it now I am public enemy number one over this particular move?"
Is there a train going by your house? I just heard a choo-choo.
Was that me?
Yeah. That was probably his phone.
My phone. Yep, sorry about that.
Choo-choo.
There you go.
Dude, I'm actually trying to be better at it, but I'm trying to keep a notes file open whenever she has a meltdown, and I keep tabs on like what the meltdowns were about.
Oh, really?
So I only have a few of them. I got to keep. I keep forgetting to do it because usually when she's having the meltdown, I'm not in like a jovial mood, but I need to like remember that it's silly and stupid and put it in there. Like currently, right now, I have she had a meltdown because we wouldn't let her sleep in her rain boots.
Oh, of course.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we do live in Seattle, so
that's true.
Point,
Oh man, I remember those days where Sarah wanted to wear certain clothes or not certain clothes. It was a beating.
She had a meltdown because Dad, looked at a Jeep recall notice that was on my kitchen table.
Oh, yeah. Well, no wonder. I mean, she doesn't want you to see bad news. Like, Dad, I didn't want you to see that. She's trying to protect you.
She had a meltdown when Mom took her socks off.
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you about that. Your wife needs to stop doing that.
And my favorite, she had a meltdown when I offered her a piece of chocolate that she originally asked for.
Oh, I love that.
Did you say no first and then she asked for it again?
No, I was just going to get it.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Logic of
That's
logic with
fantastic.
3-year-old,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Was it
I
around
love
nap
it.
time?
I don't remember. You want me to keep now time?
Which
No, I'm just curious. 'Cause I feel like they are even bigger little jerks.
Oh, for sure.
When it's around nap time.
Well,
it's
now,
like
who's
you give
nap
them
time? His or hers? That's the important.
Round little
that's
kids. Like you give them exactly what they want, and it's not enough, and life is awful.
That or it's right before they eat.
Yeah.
Because I noticed like that's such a, it's so true when you watch your child like just being a complete and utter jerk and then all of a sudden they eat and they're just like singing and dancing like nothing ever happened.
That's when you need a Snickers bar. Okay, they all become like,
right.
they go hangry.
Unless I offer it.
Yeah.
I'm about to punch whoever taught Lily the word boring and bored, because that was all we got this trip. Was like we could do like an activity for like 3 hours. We went to a river of lights and got to see all the pretty Christmas lights. And then we went home, we went to dinner, spent an hour with her cousin. She was playing, and then we get home, we turn on the TV, and I'm like Bush, like it's been a day. She's like, Dad, I'm bored. Like, what do you mean you're bored? It's time to watch
teach
a
him chores.
movie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
go
like,
take out the trash, kid.
You want to know what's boring? Vacuuming, which you're doing right now.
yeah. And I'm like, what the heck? But literally everything. You could give him anything, like options. Well, how about you play with your new toys that you got because you got 1 million toys from Santa, or you go make yourself a snack, or you play on your iPad. No, this is all boring.
No,
Yeah, we're going to say, well, you know what? This is going to be, I love seeing Steve go through these particular moments of life. Because it's like, man, I'm like watching a movie that I've seen before, and Steve's the hero of the movie that does not know he's about to walk into all this buzzsaws. I'm excited to just see this. This is the greatest movie ever.
My little brother just learned how to say, like, when you call his name, you know, some people will say, oh, what? What's up? He says it like a teenager. He's like, what? And I was so pissed. I'm like, who the hell taught him this? And then I realized it was my other brother. My other brother. I'm like, hey, Juan Jr., what? But he says it with such disdain. I swear to God, he's 3 going on 13. It drives me nuts.
Well, see that? You know what? You can be a helicopter parent. You are a helicopter sister, perhaps? Is he getting already? He's already like, look, lady.
That's just what he answers to everybody. And it's just like, oh my God, child, I love you, but just get away from me right now.
That's a great answer. I like this kid already.
Like, what?
Yeah, I'm proud of this kid.
I think my wife, though, finds great humor in it because sometimes she'll, like, come out of the bathroom or wherever she's doing something that's not near us, and I'm just standing outside the door, and I'm just, like, looking dejected, and she's like, did Tatum say no to you? I'm like, yes.
Aww.
And then she closed the door. It's just like, well, open it up. I'm like, I don't really want to deal with it just yet. I gotta decompress before I have to be told no 1 billion more times. It's like...
That's awesome. Man, awesome. Oh man, she's already. I mean, again, she's 2, and she's already running the joint. You know, it's just amazing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I look forward. This is a great movie.
That's great.
This is such a great movie.
Where's the run P app so I know when to get out before she says no to me again.
When does the movie end? Have you met my daughter?
Doesn't.
Yeah, it really does. I mean,
Never ends.
Forever.
Unless,
it's like a Lord of the Rings movie, man.
I would like to say 18, but you know what? She's probably going to go till 30.
Yeah.
At least.
It's not going to get any better, my friend. I want to tell you that right now, because if the trend continues, kids seem to be moving out of the house later and later, or even coming back as the generations get forward. So, Steve, I don't think you're ever going to get over this. I think it's over.
So, said Steve, any tips on getting a 4-year-old down for a nap? My son is very vigilant and adamant about not taking them. He can be a pill. Help, Eric from Yale. I'm dealing with a 2-year-old that doesn't want to. I don't know what to tell you. Just leave the house and just say hope for the best when you come home.
Go take a really long drive.
They'll wear themselves out.
Yeah.
I mean,
lock them in a room.
Yeah, that's it.
I actually read something on Facebook. Somebody created the best way to get them to like chill out or at least leave you alone. He created the game where, okay, now you got to put daddy to sleep. Like you would go, you need to tuck me in. You got to read me a story. And that way, even if the kid doesn't sleep, at least you get a nap.
Oh yeah, that's
and then it's the mom's problem.
Yeah, let's see if that works.
See how that goes. Yeah,
I don't believe Facebook for this. I'm sorry.
I'm tempted to try this. It's like, okay,
pillows in the closet, and close the door.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You fall
for
asleep.
yourself, not for the child.
Yes.
All right. You try it out, both of you. Let me know how that works, because I really don't believe it'll work.
Yeah, Eric, good luck. I have no answers for you.
It doesn't get better either. I mean, we just gave up on giving Lily naps after a while because she would not fall asleep and just didn't want to. The only time I could get her fall asleep is if we'd go do something and then like have a long drive back. So I'd take like the scenic route to the house and then she'd fall asleep in the car. But the minute I try to get her out, it's like, oh, God, here we go.
It's funny you say that because with us, it's like, oh, I hope she'll take a nap in the car. No, of course, she's saying things. She's singing along. She's like saying Wheels because she likes the song Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round. So I have to play that a billion times.
Great tune.
And then all of a sudden you start noticing like it's getting quiet and we're a block and a half from our house and you turn around and you're like, that kid is asleep now? All right, time to keep driving.
We're going to drive back to Seattle now.
Yeah, what do you need? Road trip. Let's go somewhere because we're not getting out of the car anytime soon. We're going to enjoy this quiet time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. These are all delightful stories.
And they'll be like, why am I still listening to Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round? She's asleep. I can put on some fun.
Well, because it's a great tune, that's why.
Oh, and a little update on Shaq and his chicken, BJ.
Yeah?
You're wondering who the hell is Jerome. Apparently his bodyguard is Jerome, and Shaq calls him Uncle Jerome.
Nice.
Well, there we go. I knew it had to be somebody in his life. Well, what about what about Cousin Cream Cheese? Are we going to bring him back so we can have the cream cheese chicken?
Cousin Cream Cheese would be the name I'd love.
All right, then. You know what? We're getting it done. Just so we can have our chicken sandwich with the cream cheese bag. We got a customer, speaking of fast food, we got a customer who attacked a Long John Silver's employee over hush puppies. Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you all about this at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. This is not a great story.
Uh-oh.
A 20-year-old employee was working at the drive-thru at a Long John Silver's in southern Indiana on Sunday. And a woman, I don't know, she was maybe in her 40s, pulled in, wanted to order a single hush puppy, but, you can't. You got to get them by they sold them by two. You got to buy two.
Wait, so... Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
$1.90. By the way, $1.95, you get two. And also, there was a person with her in the car. So you figure you want one, give the other one to the person in the car. But no, she's like, no, I want one. And the other woman in the car started calling the restaurant over and over again to speak to a manager, I guess, to demand that you only get one hush puppy. And that didn't work out. So the pastor got out, walked into the restaurant, trashed the place, attacked the drive-thru worker, and kicked her in the stomach. And this poor worker was pregnant.
Oh my gosh! Dude.
Yeah, so luckily it sounds like the pregnant woman's okay. Don't know if the kicker knew she was a woman, but yeah, cops are still trying to track these idiots down. Yeah, happy days.
Maybe she only had $1. She couldn't afford to.
Oh yeah, well there you go. That's reasonable.
Thank you.
All right then. There you go. At least finally we get to the truth of all this. Ryan Castle, he's up next. He has a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
How about not replacing the toilet paper roll? Is that still considered an a-hole move?
Yes.
I think it is.
I at least at some point put it in my mouth, go something like that. Don't you guys still do that?
Okay, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to tell you how unsanitary that sounds to me.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're right.
I only do that with the wrapping paper tubes after I do the lightsaber move.
Oh yeah.
Well, the paper towel tubes, don't forget, those are good too.
Yeah, those are great for that. If there's a hole, I'm speaking into it. Yeah.
All right. Was a glorious statement, is what that was.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety.
3M Science. Applied to life. $20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.